On top of the Biden border crisis, the inflation crisis, the energy crisis, the crime crisis, we've also seen Joe Biden's weakness as commander-in-chief on the global stage. We saw the catastrophic withdrawal from Afghanistan, an absolute black mark on America, the way the rest of the world views America. We then saw Israel, our most precious ally, under attack from the vicious Iranian-backed Hamas terrorists, leading to the deadliest day for the Jewish people since the Holocaust. And what have we seen from Joe Biden? What have we seen from this White House? We have seen anti-Israel policies. They have turned their back on our most precious ally, and I am very proud that President Trump, if you look at our greatest defender of Israel from the White House, it was President Trump. The Abraham Accords, the embassy to Jerusalem, support for Israel, the Iron Dome support. And I recently had the opportunity to deliver remarks in the Jerusalem room at the Knesset, and I'm very proud over my lifetime, even before I was in Congress, I am proud to be a lifetime supporter of Israel. I had the opportunity to, and I know you are as well, and America is as well. I had the opportunity to travel to Israel when I was an undergraduate. I had the opportunity to travel when I was a young professional, and I have been there many times as a member of Congress. And it is more important than ever that the United States, that America shows moral leadership and standing with Israel. There should be no equivocation, no daylight when it comes to U.S. support for Israel. And unfortunately, in the aftermath of that bloodiest day since the Holocaust, we saw our quote-unquote most elite universities fail. It was not just moral equivocation, it was moral bankruptcy that we saw on full display. Now, I want to ask you, did you see that committee hearing clip? Yes. The world saw that committee hearing clip, and I want to take you into that committee hearing. I was deeply concerned with the rise of anti-Semitism, particularly after the October 7th Hamas attack against Israel. I graduated from Harvard myself. I'm the first member of my immediate family to have that opportunity to graduate from college. But what I'm most proud of is I graduated and stayed a conservative, which is a big achievement. So I encouraged my colleague, Chairwoman Virginia Foxx, that we needed to have a hearing to address and combat this rise of anti-Semitism on our college campuses. And she agreed. We had the hearing with university presidents from MIT, from Penn, and from Harvard. And throughout the hearing, we did not get a lot of direct answers. They were trying to avoid answering our questions. The question that is now the most viewed testimony in the history of the United States Congress, that was the last question of the committee hearing. It was not my prepared question. I thought, how can I ask this question in a moral way to force a yes answer? And that question was this: does calling for the genocide of Jews violate your university's code of conduct? And one after the other said, it depends on the context. And the world heard. We know it does not depend on the context. We know that that is not reflective of American values. UPenn's president was forced to resign within 48 hours. It took a month. Harvard president was forced to resign as well. And we have a message for higher ed. 2 down, so many to go. We will continue. We will continue to stand up for what's right. We will continue to hold these universities accountable. Each of those higher ed institutions relies on nearly $1 billion of U.S. taxpayer funds every year. If there is any support for anti-Semitism, if these schools refuse and fail to protect Jewish students, we will defund them. We will stand up for U.S. taxpayer dollars. And we will hold them accountable. And it's not just looking at U.S. taxpayer dollars. We are very focused on the foreign funding piece. If you look at the amount of foreign funding from adversaries that are flowing into our higher ed institutions, it made news just this week. Those universities are not disclosing, according to the law, how much money they're receiving from these foreign countries. That needs to be fully transparent for the American people. These are American institutions. So those three universities, MIT, Penn, and Harvard, we have since had the Columbia University president who failed in that testimony. Her presidency is untenable as she chose to negotiate with the pro-Hamas encampment, as they refused to enforce the rules, as they failed to protect Jewish students. We will continue to using our subpoena power to bringing them under oath in front of these committees until we root out this rot of anti-Semitism to its core.